We've reached the 8th day of our Verbum Dei Novena. We approach the culmination, and today we contemplate Mary's liberating response. Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be done unto me according to your word. Mary's response is total, complete, and truly liberating. Mary's whole life, every cell of her being, says yes and accepts God's plans. Talk about freedom. Freedom to accept, letting go of control, letting go of my plans, letting go of that which I cannot possess. Actually, when did I ever really possess it? These days have been an existential lesson in all of this. Behold, look, attention. I am the servant of the Lord. I am. Here and now, most likely at home. Stay at home, shelter in place. Stay, be still. A challenge, especially for those of us who love to run about, going from here to there, meeting people. Our normal routine has suddenly slowed down. And in most places, really, they've come to a standstill. I am a servant. That is, one who serves, one who's called to serve. And a servant who is totally free. Free to love and serve. Called to be free from fear, free from despair, freer from hopelessness, and free for love. Free to accompany the suffering of so many people, and free to be a voice of encouragement. Let it be done unto me. These words speak of a total and infinite trust. To let go fully, not into the hands of destiny or of this virus or of the government and what it dictates or doesn't dictate, but to let go into the hands of God. As it says in number 78 of this book that Chaim has written, the novena, that the person can let go totally in God. Father, I put myself into your hands. Do with me whatever you will. Fully let go and surrender in God. What comes to mind is the image of floating in water. And when you trust the water and float in it, you allow the water to hold you. You don't do anything, but at the same time, you do something that's very important. You trust. And if you trust, you become light. You allow the water to hold you and sustain you. But the minute you try to hold yourself up, the minute you try to take control, you become heavy. You start to panic and you start to sink. Those who know me know that I prefer doing sport on the land, touching the ground, touching the earth. The water is a challenge. And yet, at the same time, I enjoy water very much. So I like to think of grace as that lifesaver, that floating device that holds you up, that helps you. That's why we need to be filled with grace, in order to slowly and gradually learn this freedom of floating, of trusting, of riding the waves of the storm, of knowing ourselves in God's hands. It's easier said than done in moments like these, but it's never been more important in order to say with Mary, let it be done unto me according to your word. And essentially, it is surrendering to God's word, that which God says, that which God asks of us. Whether that is staying at home, or perhaps volunteering to bring food to the elderly, keeping hygiene and physical distance, or simply to think of those who are alone and not so connected with technology, and giving them a simple phone call to remind them that they're not forgotten and that they are connected. May we take advantage of these coming days as an opportunity to listen deeply to God's word, and with Mary's help, to respond to God's call with a surrender and a profound and total trust.